Hi, I'm Mr. Latimer. Now we're going to talk about some police violence on black people that was unwarranted and what we can do about it so that we can avoid that type of situation. Alright, I'm just going to go right into it. Number one, when we get pulled over by an officer, there's some basic rules that you need to follow. But as you are pulling over, this is what you need to remember. You have to realize that you have some level of control in this situation. Now, most people think they don't have any control. They're pulled over. First, you're pissed off that you're getting pulled over, whether you deserved it or not. And second, when you get an officer coming up to you and asking you all kinds of questions and you feel like your rights are being violated, in that small space of time, what you are about to say or do is going to influence the officer on how he or she is going to act. So you have to realize that you have some level of control of this situation after you've been pulled over by the officer. Now, the first time I talked to somebody, they're like, what do you mean I have control of the situation? I'm pulled over by the cops. You do. We're going to number two. The way you create your own type of power in this is by being polite and cooperative. Now, some of you say, hey, man, he shouldn't have pulled me over. You know, I got my rights. I don't have to give him my ID. I don't have to do that. Well, okay, you're now creating a situation. By being polite and cooperative, you are now shaping the reaction that the officer is going to give you. I mean, for God's sakes, they're not asking you to give birth. Now, even if your rights are being violated a little bit, there's nobody that wins that interaction right there by arguing and fighting with the officer. It just doesn't happen, okay? So the officer comes up. Can I have your ID? Okay, even if you feel it's wrong, just give him your ID. If he asks you where you're going, well, whatever your answer is going to be, make sure it's polite. Well, I'm just going to my girlfriend's house, or I'm going to work, or whatever. Just give a polite answer, because your goal is to get out of this situation without further incident. You don't want to be yanked out of the car. You don't want to be cuffed. You don't want to be tased. You don't want any of that. You don't want this to inadvertently escalate to an out of control situation or where you get killed. Being polite and cooperative is power. If you can cooperate with the officer, give the officer your ID, answer a couple of questions, it's higher probability that you're going to be on your way. This is about so you can win. You start arguing with the officer, not give the officer your ID, well then now you're towards a higher probability of getting yanked out of the car, and then if you escalate from there, they escalate from there. Again, higher probability if you cooperate with the officer, then you're most likely going to be let off and let go. Even if you got a ticket, that's better than getting yanked out of a car or going to jail. So you've done level 1, level 2. You've been polite, you've been cooperative. Now the officer still wants something else from you, wants more questions, maybe giving you a command to get out of the car. Now we come to number 3. You've got an officer who's trying to escalate for some reason, okay? This is not the time to become argumentative at all, okay? Nobody wins in this scenario right there. It only escalates. So your job is to realize that you have some level of control in this situation. Even though the officer's yanking you out of, or asking you to get out of the car, you remain calm and obey the officer's commands. Now I know that hurts you in here. I know it hurts your pride, you know, but we don't have time for pride. You know, excuse my language, but fuck pride. This is your life on the line. You've inadvertently run into the wrong officer now who's got you out on the side of the highway and is trying to make something happen here. Now, granted, it's a very small percentage of officers that do that, but as we've seen on these videos, these things happen. What can you do about it now? He might be putting his hands on you. She might be putting her hands on you, getting you to come over to the car, put your hands on the hood, wanting to search you. You need to remain calm and obey the officer's commands. Now we're looking at percentages of what can happen. If you become combative, okay, and asking a lot of questions, and that starts upsetting the officer, there's a higher probability that it's going to get worse for you. And I want you to win. On this other hand, if you remain calm and obey the officer's commands, there's going to be a very high probability of that they're not going to have anywhere else to go. They're not going to be able to escalate. Do you know anybody that has become combative with the police and fought the police in a situation where they've been pulled over and went to the house where they have won? It's not a winning situation. You win if you are polite and you're cooperative. You win if you remain calm and obey the officer's commands. That's where you win. What would Martin Luther King do? I dare to bet you he'd be polite and cooperative. I dare to bet he would remain calm and obey the officer's commands. Okay? Now, if the officers have done something illegal or against their department's policies, you take that up with the department after this situation is over. This is about getting through this situation. That's what this is about. People are getting shot and killed in a situation that escalates. Okay? Even if the officer is doing something wrong. That's not the time to start fighting the officer. It's not. Okay? That's just an unfortunate thing. Okay? Realize that you have some level of control. I'm going over it again. You have some control, damn it, by being polite and cooperative. Now, I know you don't like it. I know it hurts your pride. Pride will get you killed. Okay? You bury that pride and you remain calm and obey the officer's commands so we can get through this situation. Now, as black people, we can't wait, okay, until society or the police departments change their policies or retrain officers or get the bad officers out of there so that these unfortunate situations continue to happen. We're going to have to take responsibility ourselves by, again, de-escalating a situation or not escalating a situation at all by cooperating with law enforcement the best way possible and keeping pride out of the way. Because in this situation right here, pride is not going to help us. Now, I'm a consultant, okay? Now, I provide solutions for any type of problematic situation. Doesn't matter what it is, and I walk people through that. Now, I've tackled this situation here. Now, this is the one thing that I focus on constantly. Every problem has a weakness. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. We're having problems with officers pulling people over and escalating the situation and harming them or killing them. Well, this is the antidote for that, okay? Going through those steps. Now, those steps are very simple, okay? The problem is that it's hard to do it. Now, you're in a situation right now with an officer, you gotta realize that this is a very small sliver of time that you're gonna have to deal with this person. And I want you to get it right so that you can get out of this situation. It's not about winning the argument or anything like that. What can you do to get out of this situation? That's what this is about, period. Well, thank you for staying tuned to Ask Mr. Latimer. If you have any questions with this, please email me at mrlatimer.org. It's my website, and I'll answer any questions you may have on it. Thank you.